Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Second Life After 40.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day today.
They say life begins again at 40, but sometimes a second life isn't about changing direction. It's about deepening your purpose, expanding your impact, and discovering new ways to touch people's lives. In this podcast series, we will explore this meaningful living through conversations with people who continue to evolve, create, and inspire. We will walk through many phases of their life journey, from health, relationships, career, and so much more, to discover who they truly are with absolutely no judgment.
Today's guest is a remarkable example of that spirit. Vedanth Bharadwaj is a singer, composer, guitarist, music educator, and a storyteller whose work spans from Carnatic music, Hindustani traditions, folk music, Bhakti poetry, Sufi music, film scores, theater, and community arts. Trained in both Indian classical and Western music, Vedant has spent decades building bridges between tradition and contemporary expression. Many know him as an acclaimed composer behind the music of award-winning Tamil film Aravi and for his evocative renditions of the poetry of Kabir, Meera, Guru Nanak, and other mystic saints. But his journey extends far beyond the concert stage.
With a background in psychology, Vedant has worked as a music therapist among children with special needs, exploring the healing and transformative power of music. He has also been deeply involved in nurturing young talent through initiatives such as Chennai Children's Choir, helping children from diverse and economically challenged backgrounds discover confidence, creativity, and community through music. What's especially inspiring is his commitment to using music as a tool for connection. During the isolation of COVID years, when many artistic activities came to a standstill, Vedant co created Sing a Lullaby, a year long global online project that brought together hundreds of participants from around the world. Together, they collected, researched, learned, and shared lullabies across dozens of languages, creating a sense of comfort, belonging, and human connection during one of the most uncertain periods in recent history. The project eventually documented hundreds of lullabies and became a celebration of culture, memory, and shared humanity.
In many ways, Vedant's life reminds us that growth doesn't happen in a straight line. It unfolds through curiosity, service, creativity, and a willingness to learn and reinvent ourselves in every stage of our life. Today, we talk about music, purpose, personal transformation, working with children, preserving cultural traditions, navigating change, and what it truly means to create a meaningful second act.
It's our pleasure to welcome the incredibly talented and deeply thoughtful Vedanth Bharadwaj on this episode of Second Life After 40.
So it's best you grab a cup of coffee as we tune into this episode, because as you know, life ain't slowing down, and neither are we. Hello, Vedant. How are you?
Hello.
Hey
Very
Vedant,
good. Hi. Hi, Sujay. Hi,
it's
Dhawan.
been great to see you again finally on this podcast. We've had a lot of
Um,
back and forth. You've been a very busy man to catch hold of and make you sit in one place. So it's it'll be a great session for sure. Long time happening, long time
I
coming.
hope one lives in hope.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So just for listeners and audience, if you could just give a little brief introduction about yourself, more of your journey totally as well, in just few lines, it'll be great.
All right. Whenever I talk about myself, my professional part of what I do comes out first. I'm a musician. Uh, I sing songs of the Bhakti and Sufi saint poets. I trained in Indian classical music and then Western classical music. I learned to play the guitar and I brought all of that into what I do.
Amazing.
So I make music for films, for theater, for dance, for advertisements. Wherever there's music involved, I'm there. And now, thanks to COVID, I've started teaching mostly online. And I also go to a couple of schools to teach. One is, of course, the school which my daughter studies in, Tatwa, and one is Kriya, which is run by Kejal. So that is the two schools where I work in at the moment. But yeah, so this is what I do, and this is my studio where I'm in. So this is where my karma bhumi. Yeah, and I'm married. I've been married for the last what 16 years. Neha and I met when we were in college. It's been a long friendship which turned into a marriage. And we have Ameya, our daughter, who is 11 years old. My second daughter, she's adopted, Ria. During COVID, we filed for adoption, and we she came home 24 October, and
Amazing.
that's something about me and what I do and who I am.
Nice. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what made you go deeper into Indian classical music, Vedant? Because I think you've been from young age introduced or you got inclined to music, right? But in between, you came back, you had your band with a group of your friends into trance music, and then you again switched over back to Indian classical. So what was your real turning point to say, okay, I want to go deeper into Indian classical music?
Initially, I was just put into a music class. My brother was going for a Carnatic music class, and so I was sent along with him. I really didn't enjoy it at that time, but I didn't enjoy it mainly because I was made to sing in front of guests who'd come home, and I thought that's all my role in life is a
We were
performance
all
music.
made to.
Yeah.
Come on. Bring him out,
Now
sing a
Vedant will
song,
sing.
fetch him back.
So yeah.
Like a filler for everything,
So it used to be. Yeah.
Hmm.
Right.
So it was
So
earlier Prashant and Vedant. My dad's dream was that we'd become Bharadwaj brothers and
oh,
become Carnatic musicians. But that never happened. But anyway, when I shifted my school from the school here in Chennai, Padma Seshadri, to Rishi Valley in Andhra Pradesh, I went into boarding school, and there I fell in love with music. I used to like music. I mean, it was not like I didn't like music, or I didn't, it came quite easily also. Neither do my mother or father. They're not professional musicians, or they don't sing. They've not learnt music formally. Though my mother's side, her family, they've learnt music formally. And there are
Mm.
some really good singers in her side of the family. Probably that's where the genes, came from. But then when I went to Rishi Valley, I learned to play the guitar from my friend Anant Menon, and I also started listening to music other than Carnatic and Ilayaraja, which was all I was listening to till then. And of course, some old music also, but very less. But then my whole
Mm.
exposure to the Beatles, Simon and Garfunkel, to Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, that entire world of music, Pink
Amazing.
Floyd. Oh my God,
Yeah.
how many nights I've spent on the hostel roof with my Walkman,
Uh,
listening to Dark Side of the Moon.
uh, are you sure just the Walkman?
Yeah, yeah. And then I learned to play the guitar,
Right.
and
Nice.
yeah, it was my first song was "Tears in Heaven" by Rick Clapton. I heard somebody play it in one of our movie screenings. We used to be, I mean, every Saturday evening we had a movie screening,
Right.
and the electricity had gone. Someone had got their guitar from grade 8. I even remember the
Mm,
boy's name was Dev. So Dev pulled out his guitar and he played the initial riff of Tears
mm,
in Heaven, and that really caught my attention. And I said, I have to learn to play this. And Anant knew how to play it, and he just showed me what it is.
mm.
And that's it. It was just, I bunked school that day. I learned, I stayed in hostel the whole day trying to get that riff.
Wow. Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
You know,
story.
they really say that, uh, you should be within closed doors and, at least spend hours and hours of your time with the guitar, and one fine time it's just gonna click.
Right.
It's just gonna click and you just click it so good that you really get a hang of it, and then you're done with it. And I've seen many people, I've heard many people say that as well, barring me, because I've tried it a lot and I've not moved on beyond anything. But yes, there have been a lot of people whom I know who are, professionals, or who at least, take up stage performances, and they've played guitar to a pro level, but they keep saying that, you got to be at it. And when you say be at it, they say, I've locked myself in the room for 8 hours, 10 hours, almost, you know,
Mm.
3, 4 weeks continuous,
At
just to
least.
just get that going. And I like, how can 8 hours be equivalent to 15 minutes? I can't do 15 minutes also as well. Yeah, but that's something good,
I think that is.
I'm
Yes.
sure uh, you
I
picked
think
up
mine
that.
used to be 14 or 15 hours.
Really.
There you go.
That's what they say, right? To be good at something, you need to, have like 10,000 hours of doing it, right? So
Yeah.
that's when you become an expert. That is, I think, yeah, that's the only way to, at a young age at least, if you're not doing 14, 15 hours of something. Do you think your dad eventually wanted you to get there, right? If he had not sent you at the age of 4 or 5, you think at the age of 14 or 15 it would have held your attention and made you do sit 8 hours to learn that day, or
When I
you think
think back,
you
probably not. Uh,
right,
I think it is all because of whatever has happened. If something had happened differently, it would be different. I'm quite sure of it. If
right,
I had not learned music before I went to Rishi Valley, if I had
mm,
not gone to Padma Seshadri, I had probably gone to Vidya Mandir instead. It would have been different. Like things, I don't know. This whole
right,
But
whatever has happened on each day has happened for a particular reason,
isn't
for which like it's turned out this way.
it? Right.
but did you ever want to do something, if not music, and not being a musician, what would have you had, thought about doing at least, or would you still want to be a part of the music industry, or just something else radically different?
My first dream was to be a school watchman. That was my first ambition, my first
Interesting.
dream.
Okay.
Right.
Because the watchman in our school, Padma Seshadri, Munuswami, he used to remember all the names
Okay.
of every child
Wow.
in every grade
Wow.
from grade 1 to 12.
Wow.
And there were
That's
like N
yeah.
sections.
Wow.
N.
Yeah, till
He
yeah.
knew the
Crazy.
children, he knew the
Crazy.
parents, he knew the grandparents, the siblings, everybody's names and what they do, and I wanted to be him. I was like, wow, this is a guy I want to be like. And
Wow.
remember everyone's name. You
Uh,
won't believe it. After COVID 2022, I happened to meet Munuswami. He was a watchman in a building in Egmore. and I was just
Yeah.
passing by and I didn't even see him. And
Wow.
he called out to me, "Hey, Vedant, ipti par gaya?" I was
Wow.
like,
Crazy.
so from
Jeez.
the last he would have seen me is 1996
Wow.
March. That would have been the last.
Amazing.
Either you've done so much of mischief that he
Uh,
knows you after 20 years
So
also.
he
you can't,
asked
can't
about
forget.
me, my tata party, my
Oh,
parents,
wow.
my. It was like,
Wow.
wow, that was a missed opportunity. I wish I had still become minister
We
only.
can-
Neat.
But anyway,
that
that
is
was what I
that is
wanted to
quite
do
quite quite
first.
unique, right? We in our
Very.
schools or anything like that, the teachers just know their class and the kids in their class, right? They don't know everyone in the school. I see here the headmaster or the principal, they know everyone, right? They greet everyone, all the kids, because that's their job, right? That is their job to know everyone and how every kid is doing in the school and all that. But for someone, he need not have taken that
He
interest,
did not have.
but to do that and that kind of inspiring somebody else as well. He's an amazing person.
Not only me. You ask any of my classmates, any of my schoolmates, still he was there.
Right.
He's left an
Wow.
impression on every.
Every, yes.
So,
Amazing.
quite a guy. Yeah. So
And
that
Great.
was what I
Great.
wanted to be when I was very young. Then I wanted to become an ornithologist sometime.
oh,
I was very interested in bird watching,
But, right.
and
The right kind of.
the ones that fly in the sky. My
thank
brother
God they
wanted
fly.
to.
Angels in sky. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm,
So that was there for some time. Some point of time, I wanted to be a marine engineer, sail the seas. My dad's
mm,
brother, younger brother, is a marine engineer.
mm,
So he inspired me to become one at some time. I even like started finding out about the course and doing all that at some point of time. I remember doing it quite seriously.
mm,
Um, But after my uh, 12th grade, I kind of knew I wanted to do music because guitar was such a big fascination and love for me.
mm,
And that made my entire connection and relationship with music a lot stronger. Actually, more than my voice, more than singing, it was
mm.
the guitar that drew me towards music.
Right.
So that was
Which
something
made
that,
me understand music also a lot more. And
so, but at 12th, when you passed out, you know, did you really, were you faced with that, with a doubt or challenge across, obviously, uh, the first thing is you got to earn money, you got to get stable on your feet and everything. So, were you given any pushback on saying, this is not the right profession that you should take up? Really give it a thought. This is not going to give you any bread and butter for life. Was it something like that, or was it an easy thing for you to say, okay, okay, you want to get to become a musician? Okay, go for it. Or was it a very
mm,
difficult road on that?
my choices after my 12th was either to do BCom. You had the started accountancy and BCom. People would do that as a package
Mm,
deal,
Hmm.
which my dad thought is a good idea for me to do. But I didn't really enjoy accountancy.
mm,
And even during my school, 11th and 12th. So I thought I'd do psychology. But the only college offering
right.
psychology was MCC and WCC.
Mm.
And my mother suggested that I wear a burqa and join WCC, but I could not do that. And then
Yeah. So,
But
Sujay,
and
and
MCC, I said that we used to stay in T Nagar, so I thought I'll stay there Monday to Friday and Saturday Sunday come home. But my parents said again that you've already been hostel for 2 years now. You stay at home only. So then I joined BA Philosophy initially in Vivekananda College,
okay.
and the whole, I mean, the entire classes were in in Tamil,
Oh,
which was very tough for me because I was the only student from an English medium school in that class. So it didn't really make sense for the professors to teach in English or to speak in English even.
okay.
So then I shifted from philosophy to economics, like somewhere during the first term
Right.
of the college
Interesting.
itself. At that time, you could do all these things. I don't know how it is now. So I did my bachelor's in economics, I did my master's in psychology, and by which
Hmm.
time I had told my parents that I want to do music.
Okay.
By the time my
Hmm.
first year ended, I convinced them that music is what I want to do. And
Hmm.
also, by which time I had also started my own rock band, and I started saving up little money here and there, buying amplifier and computer and speakers, and of course taking money from my parents also, but
Yeah.
also added to, it was
Nice.
not,
Yeah.
they were pretty expensive. So then
Yeah.
got that, and they knew that I'm going to do music, but my parents said that you do your masters, have a plan B.
Hmm.
So I did my masters in psychology. I did a postgraduate diploma in corporate communication and journalism,
Gosh.
some like a course, like an evening course, and but I finished both successfully.
Hmm.
And my thesis in my masters in psychology was music therapy, and
Hmm.
I wanted to do, I knew I wanted to do music, I wanted to bring in music somewhere in this research methodology paper in which I had to do a proper research. And this thing, I
Hmm.
went and spoke to my school, Padma Seshadri here. I told them about the idea, but something didn't click. Then I knew Neha by then. So her
Hmm.
mother, Geeta auntie, she works in a school, VXL Educational Trust. So I went and spoke to her, and
Hmm.
she welcomed the idea. And I did my entire thesis and everything there in that school. So I started working, doing music with the children at that
Hmm.
time while I did my paper, and I continued working there for about 3 4 years after my master's degree also.
So
So
the point of doing masters in psychology also, did it add uh, a perspective change to the Vedant at that age, or it was
not
just
really.
okay, just a namesake thing that you had to do it and
Just
get done with it.
degree.
It was.
I
Did you
mean,
have?
I always been very inspired by a lot of philosophers, J. Krishnamurti, and
Hmm.
lot of Osho, and whoever. I mean, the monk who sold his Ferrari, who's that guy, Swami
Mm,
Rama,
yeah.
and Aurobindo. So I'm always like Ramana.
Mm,
So
Maharishi.
I've been reading a lot about all these
Hmm.
saints, these philosophers, Confucius, all of them. Like whenever I would get something, I would
Hmm.
read it. That bent of mind was always there,
Right.
but I never thought it would like really come to a situation like this where this is
When you say situation like this,
Did
please
you?
explain or define that as well.
meaning my life becomes about them, like
Ah.
the whole
Yeah.
Kabir, and now I can find this whole. I'm reading this book. My God, what a wonderful book by Osho, where
All right.
he's talking
Hmm.
about Kabir. I don't know if you can see, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a book about Kabir, and he's compared Kabir and Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And what a beautiful comparison and what
Well,
parallels he's drawn, and
uh,
it's beautiful.
nice.
And when you look at all that, it really enriches the songs that I when I sing them, knowing the
Mm,
meaning, knowing something like this, reading a random book where Osho is talking about Kabir
Yeah.
and comparing Kabir and Christ. Like somewhere it comes out in the music.
Very
Now
true.
the understanding of it is a lot deeper. So I meant this
mm,
situation, that situation.
right, right.
Right.
Okay. So I mean, what what impact has that had on you, right? And do you think you're a better musician because of reading and because of sort of understanding their philosophy? You
Hmm.
feel that that has inhibited inhibits your when your music or your songs and all that does that you know m- what experience or impact that has?
When I sing a song of written by Kabir, I don't look at it as music, or I don't look at myself as a musician in the first place, because the words have lived for centuries. For
Yes.
the last 5, 6 centuries, they've lived through. We
Mm,
don't know what tune or who had sung the first
Yeah.
version of that song, in which tune. No
yeah.
one knows. So that tune is not important, that musician is not important, but those lyrics have
Mm,
stayed on.
right.
So whenever I sing a 500-year-old, 1,000-year-old song, I sing it with that intention that these
Mm,
lyrics have already come this far. And
mm,
what I'm going to do now is not really going to matter, or who I am, or who is singing it, or the way I'm singing it. But
yeah.
if I understand these lyrics and I'm able to translate that to the audience and they feel something of what I'm feeling,
Mm,
then the lyrics kind of carry on, and
Yeah.
then they
right.
will. So that's how I feel. So it's not about the music. I try and in fact, of late I've been simplifying it a lot. The
Mm,
applications in music, you can do all kinds of, you can play like crazy riffs, you can do crazy tans and alaps and all that, but it really doesn't add any value lyrically, is what I
right. Right.
um, kind of am
Mm,
going through right now. But anyway, so that is. Mm.
true. True. Yeah. I mean, the words of the poets, or what has been written for so long. But if people had not performed it, if there were no musicians to sing that, right? Um, then do you think those words would still carry now, right? So, is the musician as
Yeah,
important
so
as
that's
the
also
words?
equally important.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say that kind of this oral tradition of it, not just being sung, but also being recited as poetry, passed down as a lullaby,
Mm,
from mother to child.
yeah.
It could have been like
Mm,
passed on through so many, even written down by somebody studying literature or philosophy, and them
right.
talking about it, or discourse by some, Swami
Mm,
who has heard about it and talking about it to his disciples, to his
Yeah.
followers, to people who have come to listen to him or her.
mm,
That there are so many ways by which it has come
yeah.
down, but mostly by oral tradition.
Mm,
Kabir, in fact, didn't write his poetry because he was unlettered. He
Right.
didn't know how to read and write,
yes.
so he just
That is,
said them out.
Orally.
yeah.
Very mysterious and mystical
True.
character.
True.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And you think that has had an impact on you as a person? It has, your perspectives, your philosophy, or how you approach things. Has that changed? Uh, reading them, or it came about doing other things.
I'd say it's a mix of many things. One is, of course, I've been inspired by the poetry, Two, I've just been inspired by life and everything that has happened, also
Yeah,
experiences,
right.
meetings, friendships, all of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super.
So, what
Yeah.
usually sparks creativity in you, Vedant? Is it more of a story or a poem, or is it some tune that you want to repeat? It's something that's settled in your brain, and you start wanting to get cracking at it, and you want to put it out into getting it out as a music tone, or is it something that you really think, okay, I've heard this poem or this song, and I want to just get the melody out of it and play it around. What brings about the creativity in Vedant there
Many times it's the music,
itself?
something, there's like one earworm which comes into my, you know, being, and then I'm like fiddling around with the guitar or singing or humming it and trying to make it into
Do
something
you get
bigger.
eureka moments as well?
Yeah, yeah, many times.
So is it in the middle of the night you wake up and suddenly say, "Let me just hit to this
Yeah,
tune and
yeah.
like get
Oh my
that."
God.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh nice, that's good.
In my earlier studio, I would not have these glass windows. It was wooden framed windows,
Okay.
fully wood. So when I go in, I would not know. Like for after many hours, I'd come out and I'd be like, "Hey, the sun has risen. Oh, the sun has set." Oh my God.
Music is
Cool.
transcendental, right? So that's
Yeah,
amazing.
nice.
That just is.
So it's
So
more
yeah.
to do with the melody or the song itself, right? And you want to
Yeah, but
get it out.
recently, for the last 3, 4 years, I'd say it's been to do only with the poetry, with the
Mm-hmm.
lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I want, even if I'm making a song, an original composition, I want to get the lyrics done first, with something that I really relate to, something that I want to do, and then I try and get the music part of it. Very consciously, I've been doing that,
Mm,
and it's been appealing a lot to me. Even if I take existing verses written by, because there are thousands of
Yeah.
songs, no, by Meera, Kabir, or Guru Nanak. So many people have written,
mm,
Bhitai, Amir Khusro. There are like thousands of songs out there, poems, which
yes.
can be set into tune, and there's no. It's not like a it's not compulsory to sing a song the same way that it has been sung. Also, you can change the tune if you want. It's not like the national anthem or Vande Mataram or something where it's
Yeah.
sacrosanct.
Yeah.
It's like you can
Yeah.
change the tune if you want, and if it
Mm,
inspires you. So you bring in your own aspect of, because music is also like a form of communication, like how you use words to design your thought and to put it out as a, as a sentence, like that you use music to put out the feeling that you feel towards the song.
mm.
Nice. And when you also say that you are a pro at guitar, but do you also play other instruments uh, from your own
Hmm.
end and try to fuse them in, or you just stick to the instrument that you're most comfortable and good with?
The one that I'm most comfortable with is the guitar,
Yeah,
and I also play the banjo.
Mm.
I
I
did
play
see the
the
video. I did see the
play
video.
quite a few stringed instruments. I play all fretted stringed instruments.
Nice.
The
Okay.
veena, sitar, now the ukulele, the mandolin, the 12 string guitar, nylon guitar, bass
Mm.
guitar, electric guitar, all of them. And then now I got like two instruments from Persia, the Persian instruments, no, the Iranian saz and tar.
Oh,
Mm.
nice.
My God, what beautiful instruments. And the
Yeah.
entire concept of music is different with them. We have a 12 note scale.
The years for
There
it
you
also
have
is so
17.
different
Mm.
as well. It gives you a
Yeah,
good thing for it. So we'll definitely
yeah.
one for our session later, maybe, where Vedant can play something
Yeah,
and
Play.
give it give it to
sure.
audience.
Yes.
Here goes.
Yeah. How do you find, most of these are Western instruments, right? And then to use the, Eastern poets on Western instruments, does that sort of change the meaning or the soul of those words? Does that come across differently to you or to the audience if, as you do the fusion, or the instruments don't make a difference?
When I started doing that, playing the guitar to sing over a Meera bhajan or a Kabir, you know,
Yeah.
I first thought it was really cool. Like, hey, this is too good, man. This is super cool. And then I started doing that. And I started training with my music teacher, Rammurthy Rao,
Mm,
since 2000, or maybe 2000 was when I met him. So he is one music teacher of mine who had completely turned things around with music for me. He opened up my entire vision towards music. He opened my
mm,
voice. The way I
mm.
sing was very different. The way I used to sing was very different before 2000. And from
Right.
2000, it's been very different. So he's someone that I really looked up to, and
Mm,
I really revere his thoughts and what he thinks and everything. Was it suddenly became very important at that time, and then I had the doubt came, like what would
mm,
he think when he would
mm,
hear me play the guitar and sing one of his songs that he taught me. So I did
mm,
that one day. I took the guitar, and he had taught me an abhang by Namdev. So I sang that. I had practiced it properly. I had done all my homework, and I went and sang it to him.
mm.
And I was quite nervous about it, but he really appreciated, and he said, "This sounds very good. You should. This is what you should do." And that's it. I
Uh,
never thought twice after that.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
because it is really important. I mean, one is we're always seeking kind of an approval from somewhere, and especially here
Mm,
at that time, I mean, there was probably Indian Ocean who was doing
mm,
music, and I would hear, a few Kabir songs, but mostly they were original songs. But you had Jini Chadariya, and there were some
mm,
songs which they had done of Kabir. But they were the only ones I knew who would do this. The no one
mm.
else I knew who would play the guitar and sing bhajans, like the devotional music, spiritual music, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's common in the Western culture. You sing like gospel with
Mm.
this thing, but never with Indian philosophical, spiritual songs. So then I didn't know whether I was going down the right path or not.
Right.
That doubt always used to come.
Right.
But then after he said that, it didn't. It really gave me a like the
Booster.
boost I needed, and
Mm.
yeah. But that really changed things around. And
Nice.
even now, he's very,
Right.
very like he calls me every now and then. He says, "I'm doing this concert. I want you to come and play. We should sing together." He's 92
Right.
now, but
Wow.
he's quite
Amazing.
active, and
Correct.
yeah.
Nice.
So, but
I think
beautiful.
I think he's getting the therapy through music itself resonating
Right.
longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very bad. Like he has these like how you have bad jokes and then you have dad jokes, no? So his jokes are like one step higher. He always says, "Hey, Dad, when music goes, you become sick."
Nice.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Hey, on that note
Amazing.
as well, music therapy, right?
Yeah.
You did your music therapy. You studied music therapy and also played a role as a as a therapist for special needs. What was your experience during that time working with special needs children? How did you think about your mindset? What was it? Because it's not easy to work with special needs children, right? It's a different ball game itself. It's not like it's not easy. It just requires a different mental wavelength itself. And you're trying to, apply some therapy of music on these kind of individuals who are not on the same wavelength as you are. So how did it work? What was your experience about it? How did it was it transformative? Did you feel a change that helped you to push your journey of music forward?
It was certainly transformative, life changing, and I'm very glad it happened through Neha's mother, Geeta auntie, who, I mean, it was through her world of special needs that I went into special needs. I never studied anything about working with children with special needs. So it was through her guidance that I went into it. And when I went into it like that, it opened up another world of how to see and how to
Mm.
meet children and people with special needs, because they are really spiritually advanced. It's only their behavior that, kind of is not very like socially acceptable and things like that. But otherwise they're like very, very advanced beings, and I actually call them X-Men because they know everything. They know the past, the present, the future. They know all of it. And sometimes if you are very lucky, you get a window into that world,
Wow.
and you get to know a few secrets about universal truths.
Yeah.
Good.
And
Did you
that
get
Right.
anything?
happened
Did you
quite
get
a
a
bit.
peekaboo of their world?
Many times.
Oh, nice.
And it is like it's something that I am not also. Um, I probably don't know how to speak about this, because it may not be understood also by people,
Right.
but it is a very, very. It's like meeting, like a like an avatar
Wow.
of a
Okay.
divine entity. It's like that.
Nice.
So it was a very, very different experience for me, and that was what really made me stick to it. Even 3-4 years after I finished my course, my master's in psychology, there was no reason for me to stay there. But
Nice.
Mm.
this thing that had started, and how we even wrote to a lot of couple of, not a lot, yeah, but a few universities abroad. I
Mm.
wanted to specialize more in music therapy, which didn't kind of happen. I didn't pursue it, but I had got, like, I had applied to a few colleges and even
Nice.
got through and all that, but with scholarship. But somehow I didn't go down that
Mm.
line.
Right.
But it was, and it still stayed with me, that entire experience. Somehow I got into, this was around the year 2005, by which time my rock band had kind of dissolved. I had, gotten into this full time, 2001 to 2005, doing this. And then um, again, I mean, this whole thing of, as you said, no, like this, there is this pressure of earning money, and then it's very tricky. It's like, touch wood, we all come from very,
Stable.
like,
Stable backgrounds. Yeah.
comfortable
Yeah.
lifestyles, and we know that we're going to, like, get our next meal, we have a roof over our heads and everything. But it is, like, you don't have to like earn money to provide for the family. Like it is, of course, what you do will help, but it's not that, but it was it was the interest in the subject itself that made me on in the school for so long and to even pursue it further. But somewhere that changed, and then I
mm,
thought of going into commercial music, and then I went into another line of music for a few years. Then, but it was very interesting what happened to me, and I'm very very glad that now, thanks to Kriya, I'm
Mhm.
able to
mm,
experience that magic that I had felt 20 years back. Now, I mean 15, 20
nice.
years, because it's really really special when you sing to, they're the best
Mm,
audience in the world. Children with special needs, they listen
uh,
to you like no one else. With
right.
you feel like the with such intense listening,
Mm,
you're heard, and that is a very special feeling for anyone
Nice.
right.
who's there with them. So
Great.
yeah,
Sure, sure.
uh,
So,
yeah,
I mean,
sorry
we,
if I
He,
digressed.
no,
he,
no, no, not
he,
at all, not at all.
he
That is
struck
that
a
was so
chord in you,
interesting
I
to
think.
listen to. Yes. And I mean, so do you think the like the special needs kids or the even you worked with sort of economically challenging backgrounds, kids that come from sort of underprivileged backgrounds. Um,
Mm.
do you think they perceive music differently? Um, and does music give them something that everything else in the world doesn't give them? Nothing else can give them what music gives them.
Children with special needs are very very, I mean, that's a different subject altogether, and I'm not even equipped to speak so much about them because I don't really know so much. But when you talk about economically challenged children, like I've worked with the Chennai Children's Choir since 2015 is when we, I think, started them. 2014, I think. So, um, I mean, they have also, thanks to a lot of NGOs, Nalanda Way Foundation, and a few
Mm,
other, uh, like I had the opportunity to go to a lot of government schools and do music with the children.
mm,
And it's very different. And at the same time, I was also going to a few schools like Lady Andal, and like
mm,
the difference between the economic strata of the children were very different.
right.
And of course, children are children
Mm,
when you meet them or this thing, but this really came across, and the thirst for them to know
mm,
something more in the government school children, where they don't have it very easily. They
Mhm.
don't
right.
have the opportunity
Correct.
of people come to them very easily, or even access to something like a
Mm,
phone or a computer to learn or see something different from what they are normally
Mm.
used to. That
right.
really came across, and that
Mm,
intention was very very different. So obviously, my the way that I was working with both the sets of children are very very different.
right.
Yeah.
So this
Right.
Chennai Children's Choir, could you just give a little bit of highlight on it? What was your role? What did you do, and where does it stand currently right now? If you could let
Mhm.
our listeners just get a hint of it.
Yeah. So Chennai Children's Choir is a pet project of Nalanda Way Foundation, where Sri Ram Iyer of Nalanda Way Foundation wanted to form a group. It was a dream of his to form a group of children from different government schools to form a choir and to sing songs and to use music as a form of expression, as a form of getting more confidence and all these things, which is a beautiful concept, beautiful idea. And He's a man
Mm.
filled with ideas,
Mm.
and he somehow wants people to like do it. So then it was Manjula, a lady called Manjula, and me, both of us. We kind of took this upon ourselves,
Mm.
and we conducted auditions of children from different schools, where we
Right.
selected about 40 children from
Nice.
all
Wow.
the schools that they came, and then we started this choir. So this was started in 2015, I think. It went on, and around 2019, we had applied to this choir festival that happens in Washington, D.C., the Serenade Choral Festival. So we had written to them, and we'd sent them like our recordings and everything. And so we got selected to,
Nice.
and we were the only group from India. So there were like 20 other groups from Australia, Finland, from Greece, from US, from different parts of the world. And we all met there, and it was a beautiful experience. And that was also one, like, when we said that we are collecting money, raising funds to take 30 children to the US for a trip and come back. It was met with a lot of challenges. Say that
Wow.
you are
Yeah.
raising a lakh and a half per child for this
Yeah.
trip. Why not invest it in their education later? And what are they going to get by this trip
Yeah.
of 20 days? What's going to happen?
Yes.
But it was life changing for all of us again.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
many experiences. Now the choir still continues. In fact,
Mm.
early this year, we had a concert celebrating 25 years of VXL. Uh, Neha's school. Of course, Neha has joined the school also, and
Right.
so it is. So we had invited the Chennai Children's Choir
Nice.
to come and sing for us. So
Nice.
Manju still continues with the choir. Since I shifted here to quite far away from the city, and I travel a lot now compared to earlier. And most of the concerts happened during weekends, and our only practice time was Sunday mornings.
Okay.
Mm.
So that became very irregular, and I found it very unfair that I not there
It was not
all the time.
justifiable
So
for you to
now,
be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Cool.
then we got two other trainers who come there. Uh, this thing. So,
Great.
but what I try and do is I have these smaller workshops where we get to meet and then work with the
Stay connected as
children.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So
Nice.
thank
But
you.
yeah,
That is
still
amazing.
quite connected with the
Yeah.
choir, with the whole
Cool.
move, with that whole initiative. Very beautiful initiative. Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna jump it into the quick fires, Vedanth. Are you ready for it?
Oh yeah.
Are you
Changing
Okay,
in?
let me
track.
drink water.
Did you just sign up for this?
Or what?
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting off, which would you rather explore deeply? Traditional culture and arts or modern technology and innovation?
Oh, traditional culture, definitely.
Hands it down. What
Stay
sounds
away from AI.
what sounds more rewarding as a creative challenge? Performing live on stage or producing music behind the scenes?
Performing live, no doubt about it.
If you could instantly master one skill, which would you choose? Singing beautifully or playing multiple instruments?
Oh my God. The 50-50. 50-50 allowed? No.
Unfortunately, we are not at
You can't
KBC.
say.
Go for it. Go for it.
The challenge I've had forever, and I don't think I'll ever stop having it. But okay, I'll say instruments for now.
Cool. Which type of journey appeals to you more? Traveling to learn different musical traditions or traveling to explore historical places?
Musical traditions.
If you were to create a soundtrack, what would inspire you more? Nature or landscapes or people's stories and emotions?
Ooh, my God. I'm not being quick enough. This is also a challenge that I always face. Today I will choose people with emotions.
Okay. It's your day. It's your day. Okay.
It's always
Which
my.
which environment helps you with creativity the most? A peaceful countryside or a vibrant city?
Peaceful countryside.
If you had an extra week free, a weekend rather, what would you choose? Learning a new art form or teaching others a skill you already know?
Learning
Learning.
a new art.
Easier. What kind of impact would you rather have? Preserving cultural traditions or inspiring new creative trends?
Oh, this is a tough one. I mean, this
Seriously?
really doesn't. I guess old art forms only.
Uh, which creative process sounds more enjoyable? Collaborating with many artists or working independently on a personal project?
Collaboration, always.
Okay, which phrase resonates more with you? Creativity connects people, creativity helps preserve heritage.
Creativity connects people.
Nice. Okay, a couple of more to go. Which would be more fun and creative? Music for a movie or jiggles for ads?
Oh, music for movie.
A foodie who likes to eat a lot or eat different food altogether?
Different food and a lot. I'm part of three foodie groups.
Oh, already? Nice. Okay.
Gosh.
Rock music night at a pub or listening to Jagubai with a glass of scotch?
Oh my God. Jagu bhai.
We nailed it.
Chai the
Oh
glass
man,
se.
nice.
Glass
All
was
right.
scotch.
Cool. Thank you very much for that.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the end of the quick fire
That
session.
was
Are you already mixing up
very nice.
something?
Concocting new
Suddenly.
Nice. All right. So just moving to, a little bit into the personal space as well, where we talk about, you know, your value system. Uh, what is most satisfying for you when you look back? Is it something that you think that you achieved so much of recognition and fame and status, or you think you're just touching lives through your work?
Either one of those were never my. I mean,
Okay.
what I really enjoy doing. What I want to hopefully end up doing is understand my own self better
Okay.
through this music and these lyrics, which
Nice.
are. I mean, just understanding and practicing one phrase of Kabir's, one line is enough, I think, is like quite a lifelong practice.
Do you think
So,
this life will be enough for understanding Kabir and his words?
understanding is very different from practicing.
practice.
But because हजारों
Yes.
ख्वाहिशें ऐसी
Oh,
I
don't kill it, man.
see.
Nice.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
Yeah,
think I think
it's
we
very,
are
very
at
different.
we are going to miss probably more years and thanks to Vedant that people like Vedant, I'm sure we would at least get a glimpse of Kabir in various forms. But I think that
yeah,
that art
yeah.
form is still slowly fizzing out. With the kind of music that now we are listening to, at least our next
What's mainstream?
generations, I
Yeah.
don't know, Kabir, even a guy like an actor like Irfan Khan and his dialogue delivery would just be slowly out of the window. You never know when,
Yeah.
you're going to miss out such things. There's a class apart in that. Yes.
No, no, but when I go to these festivals and all, no, Kabir festivals, I see so many young people. Now the audience in Kabir festivals have gone down, like from when I started till now. It's like the audience age group has really come down. So there
Mm,
are a lot of people who are very, very inquisitive and want to find out a little more and explore their own
Mm,
spirituality. And also a lot of young musicians who are starting out and trying different ways to connect their music, their understanding of music with these lyrics. And of course, now accessibility is so much more, so it's
mm,
so easy to it's become a lot easier to approach people and to go from one place to the other to meet them. You don't even have to go to Lunia Khedi in Madhya Pradesh to meet Prahlad Singh Tipanya ji. You can just have a Zoom conversation with him.
mm.
You can meet him on the this thing, but it's really so much more accessible to meet people and to learn,
Yeah.
and that has been happening, and it's very, very fascinating and very nice to see. It's very inspiring to see that,
Good.
and I'm feeling quite hopeful of what is to come also. I won't say that it's fizzing out as
Mm.
such, but there's a big part of it which is people who are
That.
really waking up to this,
yeah.
and
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is
Maybe I said
kind
it too soon.
There is. But how do you think? I mean, on spreading the spirituality or love and peace through music, right? And all these poets or people have been trying to do it for thousands of years. But we still see a lot of conflict in the world, right? So, did you ever wrestle with this? That is music really changing anything, um, or that despite of all this and seeing that more and more people are getting involved, does that keep you going?
music definitely brings people together and it brings communities together. It definitely promotes and spreads love and peace. There's no doubt about it. But I don't see myself as a messenger or a messiah of that sort to do that thing, that take it upon myself to do that
Mm,
Mm,
thing. I take it upon myself to make my own self a little more loving and peaceful or
yeah,
whatever. I try and understand my own conflicts, but
right.
I don't do it with the intention of doing that. If it happens, I mean, it's because when I listen to other musicians who I
Mm,
am very inspired by, there is a very, very one intrinsic change which happens when I listen to
mm,
them, and that sort of, if that happens while I'm singing and somebody's listening to it, then I mean, that's an experience with
excellent.
from their end. I mean,
yeah.
Right.
I'm not making that happen. So I've always sung and with that
Mm,
kind of understanding.
right.
So
Right.
it's
So
not,
there.
yeah. But yeah, it is. I would say it is very, because these lyrics are itself very powerful,
Mm,
and I actually feel very blessed to be in this particular genre of music and to experience this whenever I get the opportunity to do that. I feel very lucky to do that.
mm.
Nice.
because the understanding of life and concepts is very, very different. Very
So
lot
yeah,
deeper than
yes,
just what we.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the there are layers to their philosophy, right? And for us to even try and understand what they were meaning to say, it takes a lifetime. But do you think that is making you more peaceful, or is it still a journey that you're on? You're still working on, your own spirituality, your own self.
Like I said, the understanding and the practice are two different things. But
Yes, but
yeah, I'm able
how?
to see a little change. There is
But
a
when
little.
you practice, you slowly get the
Uh,
understanding of it, and then you start to implement it, right? Don't you?
See,
No.
like you understand, दुख में सुमिरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई, जो सुख में सुमिरन करे, तो दुख काहे होए.
Right.
You
Yes.
understand that, but when a problem comes,
Yeah,
you're
Uh,
yeah.
like,
That doesn't just
"Eh."
goes out of the out of the door.
Yeah,
but
out of
but
the
but
window.
does that help you deal with it better, or does this it like this will also pass because this is what has been said, and this is how I can make peace with things or anything like that. Has that you have inculcated that in your approach towards things?
I think I've always been a this will also pass sort of a person, but uh,
Right.
it has made me understand things a lot more. And
Mm,
now when I get into something, I'm not as perturbed as what I used to be. So
mm,
personally, yeah, it has definitely had some effect. Though, I mean, the ideal person to have this test with would be my partner, who would certainly disagree with everything that I say at any time.
You're giving the
yeah.
the study. You should do it with whom as well. You're also giving the answer there and there. So it's not going to work. So
So it's only with
Uh,
your
yeah.
near and dear ones your
Yeah.
actual true colors come out, no? So it is so
crazy.
yeah.
Good God.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that route as well because if you have to ask Angel, after 20 years of our marriage, what has changed between us? Nothing. You look that side, I look this side. That's been the same case for years and years. So,
Just on that, related to that, then, right? So, given your profession, or you're locking yourself for 15, 16 hours, or traveling for months together, right? Has music cost you anything in terms of, like relationships or your comfort you seek in life or anything like that, right? And did you think it was a fair exchange, or it's something that you would do all over
you
again?
had a trade-off agreement between yourself
Mm.
and Neha is what he's asking in a
Yeah.
small line.
No,
not
no,
not
no.
just not just but
Just
yeah.
kidding.
I've only
Has
got more
music cost you
things
anything?
from
Yeah,
this
okay.
whole thing. I've actually got things from music more than losing things to it. And
Mm,
because I of understanding how passionate I am towards music, it helped me
mm,
understand how passionate Neha is towards special education.
Yeah.
mm,
So we let each other, like, be equally mad about each other's work and
Mm.
do it. And there's
mm,
no time where either of us have ever felt that because of our work or our music or our passion, we've been like not spending time with each other or anything like that. That would never be the case. Till now,
mm.
it's never happened.
It's a mutual
So
Right.
that
understanding.
understanding,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
has been there from the beginning. And Neha is not only, I mean, she's a brilliant musician. She sings and plays
Yeah.
the guitar. Comes from the whole family. Neha's sister
Mm,
Pooja plays the piano and sings incredibly well. Like I've not heard them go off key ever, like which is very very tough for even practicing musicians to
Mm.
do. And uh, my father-in-law, Neha's father, so he's so passionate about music or anything that he takes. Like I've one thing that I've learned from their family is to be madly passionate about something that you do, where you
Mm.
don't, you just, like the whole world
Immersed.
dives
You
in.
just immerse into it. That's it.
Just immersed into
Uh,
it, and
right.
that was a beautiful learning for me, which I mean, the learning and practice is a huge thing, which is translation is happening slowly on its own time. But if I always feel like, man, if I
Right.
really
Yeah.
like,
How was
it's
your two states movie kind of how did that happen? Because your complete contrast. Anybody who would think about it from a general perspective, a Tamilian and a Punjabi girl, how did that just go across each other? Like I know college happened and it just happened, but where was the families in agreement? Was there a drama around it or not?
there was no drama at all. It was very,
Wow.
very smooth. In fact, my parents used to, both are, my mother and Neha's mother would tease us saying, "Where would you all do uh, anything?
Eloping and
You all
all
would
that
just
things.
be, yeah, going to the, like walking on the road, collecting sticks and twigs and stones." That's all. Or playing some music or listening to something. So it would be like that.
Yeah.
So,
So there was no hoo-ha
I
around it
mean,
at all.
nothing at all.
Wow. But obviously there is not just two families, there's extended families, there is the length and breadth of, especially a Punjabi family is like, ye Munda kaun hai, who's the guy, where is he coming from, what has he done, what has he achieved now, what is his status, and all those things just come in like, it trickles down like just the tap opens and everything just falls off. Like so something was there around it, or it was just very silent and over, done.
This form of judgment happens from my own family. So I'm like, many of my own extended family and like people who are not very close, they're
Yeah.
like, okay, you do music, but what do you really do? Like, what do you do? How do you earn money? Like,
Right.
where do you work? Which is your office? What's your work? What's your
That
job
that
like?
just acted out like a scene out of some Tamil movie that Veda just said it. என்ன பண்ற நீ? Finally, என்ன பண்ற? What are you doing? Nice.
சம்பாத்தியம் எல்லாம் வேணாமா?
Do you have some Kabir ke dohe for them when they say that?
धीरे धीरे रे
Do you
मना,
have a
धीरे सब कुछ होए, माली सींचे सौ घड़ा, ऋतु आए फल होए.
Cool.
Amazing.
Hey, that was nice.
But
Good
at
to
that
know that.
time, I never said all this. I was like,
Timing
That
miss
is
हो गया.
that is what, like, वो comeback ही क्या जो उस समय सूझे, right? It's like
correct.
you cannot come back at that time. It
Oh
always
man.
comes later.
It's not even like cricket where you get an opportunity again to perform well.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. No,
ये
no
देखो
free.
मेरा action replay में I won't get out. In my action replay, it will be a six.
Will be yes.
Nice, man. Oh
What
man.
happened with the AI?
Yeah. I have a couple more things, but towards your journey, especially towards your music journeys. But
Mm.
since we are now in the personal space, I'll come back to that later. But you know, all of us went through
Mm.
COVID. Okay, all of us, have passed COVID, and we have sustained, thanks to our companies, firms, and the life that we had. We sustained it. But from a musician standpoint, how was COVID? Uh, for you, how did you cope up with it? What changed? Obviously, the online system came into picture, but you need to have an audience,
Mm.
right? Musicians always long for an audience. They need to have listeners. So, and especially live performances is what pushes you more to perform and get the audience moving. So, what was the COVID experience for you?
It was quite crazy because I remember the last 6 months before COVID, that October to March,
Yeah.
that was like one crazy time. I would have probably been at home in those 6 months for about 20 or 30 days. Like I was
Wow.
traveling like crazy. Concerts would happen so much. I didn't take any studio projects, nothing. It was, and COVID happened and lockdown happened. It was like a hard
Hard.
stop. Like
Yeah.
we couldn't do anything. Couldn't even
Yeah.
Yeah.
like understand what happened. So it was quite crazy. And I had no idea what to do. And I would always, like, whenever somebody would ask me, "Are you teaching music? Would you teach me? Would you this thing?" I would always say, "No, I'm not ready. I'm still learning I'm still a learner. I'm not ready to teach." So that script kind of started changing in
Mm.
me, where because I had to kind of do something to like
Get
figure out how to even earn some money
yeah.
and do this thing. And there were also online concerts which started happening. Zoom
Yeah.
started at that time. It became really big. And this whole thing of having a green screen,
Mm.
and I got all of that. I got a mic which you could connect to. The sound quality would be like, really very, very impeccable sound and everything. So got all that set and started doing online concerts. And but what really kicked off at that time is the single lullaby project, which my friend Gurupriya and I started at that time, where we committed ourselves to a 1 year long workshop online on Zoom, where we researched and on our own. We didn't know 52 lullabies at that time, so
Mm.
we learned it on the way, while we were doing it. So we did 52 lullabies in 38 languages, and people from all around the world joined this workshop. It was a live workshop which happened, and once COVID kind of ended, it opened out another genre of music performance. Like now we have sleep
Mm.
concerts, where in fact we have one now in July in
What
Bangalore,
concert?
where we'll
What?
be inviting people in their
Mm.
pajamas,
Oh, oh
and
Right.
you
wow.
bring your
Oh,
own pillows.
oh my God.
You
I've
bring
heard
your
of
own,
beer yoga.
yeah.
Now this is something new.
Yeah.
You bring your own pillows. We lay down
Right.
mattresses, and like the whole place is darkened and like really cozy setup, and we sing lullabies and people sleep.
Wow.
So it is
Sujay, what
it's a
are we doing,
beautiful.
Sujay? Why are we doing podcast, man? Come on.
No,
So
I hope it
I
is not
mean,
putting people to sleep. That is listening to
and
us.
I also remembered what my music teacher Ramurthy Rao, no, what he said
Mm.
long back. He's told me in 2012 to probably much or probably even earlier. He said you have to
Right.
start teaching music to learn better.
Mm.
And I never understood what he meant by that till I started. So somebody literally forced me to do this online workshop on
Mm.
music and music understanding and voice culture and how to sing and these things. And I found myself really enjoying that space, and it really made me get into the roots, the foundation of music itself. And very, very thankful for that whole thing to have happened, and my entire journey towards teaching music started there
Mm.
with
So,
that. And slowly, I mean,
so in the period of COVID, you were home. your family also at home.
Yeah.
You know, you are a guy who would be 6, 8 months outside of home, and suddenly you're within four walls of your own home. And how did that, you know, you know, how did that go about? Like in the sense, did you have,
How about the dynamics?
yeah, how the dynamics worked out? Because from a person who's mostly out of house for a long time of the year, you being at home, you're meeting your family members more than often. How was it for you? And how was it for them as well?
I don't know. For me, it is. I am always like, even when I'm traveling, though I enjoy traveling and concerts and meeting people and all that, it's like I always want to come back home and meet Ami and Neha and everybody who's at home, like,
Okay.
Ria, of
Okay.
course, now. So
Yeah.
it is, it's always been, I mean, I've always wanted to come back home and sleep in my own bed, go to my own bathroom. That is, it's always there, however luxurious your stay is and everything, but it's very different. Like, home is
Mm,
home.
Yeah.
So home is where I always want to come back to. But what happened during COVID is that Neha's parents and we were always together only.
Yeah.
So when we were in Chennai during COVID, we were all together, and then we all went to Bangalore for some time in between, and all of us went there to their house in Bangalore, to my in-laws' place in Bangalore. And then my parents got COVID, and then my brother and I, that was the first time where I was out for about
mm,
almost 2 months or maybe a little more from home during this COVID time when my parents got COVID. My dad had got COVID. It was a serious attack, like a quite a big attack, and we were all in hospital. Even when I went, we were in, I also went to hospital. All that, I got admitted there. That time, that was the thing. If you got COVID, then you had to go to hospital. There was no choice. So then all that happened, but that was the only time where I was away from home
Cool.
during this COVID time. But it was actually really good, and we're very thankful that it happened that way, and we were not stuck alone. It
Yeah.
was not just Neha, Ameya, and me.
Yeah.
It was
Not
not just Neha's
not two
parents
different
alone.
states
It
as
was
well.
we were all
mm.
together.
That is great.
Yeah.
Not two
So
different
it
states
really worked
completely.
out very well. And
Nice.
because we all enjoy music, so nobody had a problem with people
Listening to you
singing.
always.
Cool.
So
Somehow we kind of found our own space and our own. Whenever we
uh,
wanted quiet time, we got quiet time. Whenever we wanted to be together, we were happily together.
Nice.
Nobody had a problem with either.
Good, good,
so,
good. That's nice to know. Yeah.
so looking back and everything, Vedant, because
Yeah.
you said this quite a lot about being thankful. Who are you more thankful to, right? Is it your father who, at the age of 4, may have had the vision of you being, somewhere great in the music world, or is it your teachers, or is it the Bhakti movement and the poets and
Or it could be
what have you
Neha.
immersed? Yeah, it could be, and yeah. So, who are you more thankful to? And
I'd say it is
uh,
everyone. Initially, of course, my parents, because they found this musical spark in me, which I would have never joined a music class on my own. When you're a child, your parents only have to put you into a class, and I'm thankful that
yes.
that happened. And I got to learn music, whether I wanted it or not. I got to learn
Mm,
music for those 10, 12 years. It was intense, like, learning, and I learned quite a bit of Carnatic music, both my brother and I.
mm,
But and later on, thanks to Anant, I learned to play the guitar. Thanks to Ramurthy Rao, sir, who continues to inspire me till today.
mm,
Prahlad Singh Tipanya ji, who's the way he sings and the way he, like, explains Kabir and understands it and sings it makes me want to understand Kabir more. Thanks to
Mm.
Pandit Kumar Gandharv, whose voice drew me towards Kabir. All these things, all my teachers in school, my experience itself in
Mm.
school, all my friends in school and college, like my rock
Right.
band, all my
Mm.
bandmates, we we're not a band anymore, but then we've learned so much from each other, and we still continue to love each other and have this respect for each other. And then
Nice.
of course Neha, and I mean it's like whom can I not thank? I have to even thank Ameya and Ria for coming into our lives to and I have
Right.
to
This is
thank you both to like take me back through this journey and to recollect it, because it's always good to the go back and to
yeah.
talk about this and to,
It's
because I'm yeah, so it's I mean
amazing. No, no,
It's
you
it
20
is
years is a
so
huge time. 20,
turned it
great
into
20
an
years.
yeah, turned
Those.
it into an Oscar speech.
It's like a beautiful mind. I'm
Very
petrified.
Thank you.
I went to the magical, spiritual, and then came back.
well.
So
So,
Vedant is
so
only going to say.
if you want to summarize your entire journey, what how would you say that? How would you, or what would you call, the book of your life?
One is I'm terrible at summarizing. So it's like, especially for something like this.
Just fade to black. It is
But in fact,
right.
it's only thanks to such conversations I even remember some things that have happened. There
Mm,
are many things which have happened and I've forgotten also. So when I think about it like this, or when I'm like prodded and like made to think about it, sometimes I remember what has happened, and it's
mm,
like nothing that I am now would have been possible because of everything that happened till now.
mm.
So
Nice.
it is. I'm very thankful for every experience, for everything till now, and very very grateful to all of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I kind of
Uh,
have one last question because you have, we'll come to a closure for this session as well, Vedant. But
Mm.
uh, you had all this experience of, going across different countries, performing different places in India and outside. What has this experience made you become? What has it, what have you become, or what do you think you are made to become with these experience that you had, uh, going and performing with different audiences, different people, different cultures?
When I go to a foreign country, I fall in love with India a lot more every time with every place, and
Yeah.
I'm thankful that we live in India and not in the foreign land. That is one thing, because whenever the flight is landing in Chennai airport, the only song that runs in my head is "Swargame Endralo Adu Nammooru Pona Varuma."
Just to
It's like,
translate, Sujay, it means that there's heaven only in my homeland.
yeah.
yes.
My God, it's every and that. Oh, I love food, but uh, when I come back home and the next morning for breakfast you have idli and sambar and molaga pudi, I'm like the happiest person on earth. It's like, though I love, like
Nice.
it's even with food, and it's like because food is one of my biggest loves in life. Like
Nice.
but it is, I mean, and I'm able to see that affinity towards uh, this has really increased as I've
Been out more.
entering
Yeah.
into my 40s and nearing 50s now. Oh, my own bed, my own toilet is like, wow.
Oh, crazy.
But yeah, but when I sing to different audience, it's that is a different experience altogether. For me, for some reason, I've never been inspired to sing because my music is appreciated or because the audience will clap and I will feel good. That has never been the reason for me to sing live concert. It is for me the fact that when I sing or when I'm talking about Kabir or when I'm able to understand it a lot more, one more time or one more way of understanding opens up. That is what is the exciting thing for me whenever I sing. So whenever I sing a song, even if I've sung it like 400 times before, it still feels like a new song for me, and there's a new learning which comes out of it because of the connection and the people and the energy that I'm feeling and sending and receiving. It changes the entire song altogether, the experience from it. And
That's
that
that's
is something
Amazing.
really, I can't even put it down in words. I
very.
sound very, yeah.
You just said what you want to summarize in your book of life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just get him an
there,
audience,
there, there.
dude. Just get him an audience.
Yes, and a new way to understand every time.
Yeah.